Good day, students. Welcome to mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over section 1.4 of our series on decimals and fractions. In this presentation, we're going to be looking at how to write decimals in expanded form and how to write it in standard form, given an expanded form as depicted in these two examples here. Don't forget, we have 4 practice problems at the end of this tutorial for you to try out to demonstrate mastery of the contents of this presentation. Instructions for questions 1 and 2 are as follows. We are to write each decimal in expanded form. Okay, so let's say for problem 1 we have the decimal given in standard form 0.421. So we are to write this in expanded form. So let's go ahead and do that. In order to write this in expanded form, the first thing we need to do is determine the place value of each of the digits, the non-zero digits. Okay, that will really help us to solve this problem. So let's space them out properly. So we have 4, 2, 1. All right, so we have the decimal point here. So the digit to the right of the decimal, the first digit right there, that's the tenths place. Let's identify that. Tenths. What does tenths mean? Tenths mean you're multiplying by 1/10. Bam. All right. The next place value next to the tenth is the hundredths place. What does that mean? You're multiplying by 100. Okay. And then after that, you have the third decimal place is the thousandths place. What does that mean? You're multiplying by 1/1000. Okay, so this will really help us to solve this problem. Okay, so let's start with the first digit is the 4, starting from the leftmost non-zero digit. We extract that, and that is going to be 4 times its place value, which is a tenth. 4 times 1/10. Bam. All right, so that represents this value right here, the 4 in 421 thousandths. Plus the next one is the 2. The 2 is in the hundredths place, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to take that 2 and multiply it by 1/100. 1/100 is known as a hundredth. Okay, a hundredth. And then lastly, following the same procedure, we're going to extract our third digits, the digits in the third decimal place. Okay. Plus, we're going to add them all together. Okay. So what is in the third decimal place is a 1. All right. Since it's in the thousandths place, what are we going to do? We're going to multiply it by 1/1000. This is a thousandths. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the answer to question number 1. This is the expanded form of 0.421 or 421 thousandths. All right, let's take a look at another example, question number 2. Remember, if you have any questions about any of the examples that we're going over, you can always ask your teacher, or you can post a question in the comments section below and we'll be more than glad to support you. Okay, so let's say we have 46.205. How do you write this in expanded form? Let's take a look at that. So the solution is as follows. We're going to first of all identify the place value of all the non-zero digits and then use that to convert them into its expanded form. Alrighty, so we have 46.205. All right, we're going to start with the 4. That's the leftmost digit. You always start with the biggest one. The leftmost digit is, this is the decimal point right here, right? So if this is the decimal point, then right here, this is the ones place. Starting from the decimal point, which just means it's times 1, right? And then we have the next to the ones place is the tens place. Tens, which means times 10. Okay. All right, moving along, we have the, to the right of the decimal point, this is the tenths place. We can look at question 1 to remind us. Tenths is times 1 over 10. That's a tenth. Okay. And then what do we have? The 0. We don't really care about the 0 because it doesn't have any value in the fraction form. So we're going to jump, but the place value nonetheless is important. So the place value for this one is the hundredth, right? So this is the hundredths place. It's not going to play any role in the converted form, but it helps us to know what the last value is. So we have tenth, hundredth. This guy right here, what is it? After hundredth is thousandths. What does that mean? You're multiplying by 1 over 1,000. Like that. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so we are ready to carry out our expansion. Okay, so starting from the digit to the leftmost digit, which is 4. So it's 4 tens. So that's going to be 4 times 10. Okay, plus 6 is in ones place, so that's just 6 times 1. Plus 2 is in the tenths place, so it's 2 times 1 over 10. Okay, plus the 0 doesn't play any role in the fraction form because 0 times 100th is just going to be 0 and it doesn't play any role. So we just skip the 0 component, the 0 place, and then jump to the thousandths. And then what is the thousandths business? The thousandths is going to be 5 plus, since the thousandths place, 5 times, a second here, it's going to be 5 times 1 over 1,000. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so that's the answer to question number 2. Okay, let's go ahead and box our answer. Next, we're going to take a look at the reverse. We're going to take a look at some problems in expanded form, and we're going to write it in standard form. All right, so in question number 3, we're going to write the given decimal in standard form. All right, so let's say we have for number 3, 5 times 100 plus 2 times 1 plus 5 times 100 plus 5 times 1,000. Like that. Bam. Okay, so let's go ahead and write this number in standard form. Okay. All right, so one thing that can really help us with this problem is to identify how the power of 10 that we're multiplying the numbers by affect their place value. Okay, so this one, 5 times 100, automatically tells us that this part is going to be in the hundreds place, right? And then 2 times 1 times 1, oh, we already know where that's going to be. This is going to be in the ones place, right? The 2 is going to be in the ones place. The 5 is going to be in the hundreds place. 5 times 1 over 100, where is that going to be? 100th, this is the hundredths place, hundredths. And then lastly, 5 times 1 over 1,000, that is going to be in the thousandths place. So this one is going to be in the thousandths place. So just knowing the name of the place value can really help us to do the problem. Okay, so 5 times 100, we automatically know that the result is a situation where the 5 is going to be in the hundreds place. So 500 plus 2 times 1 is just 2, plus 5 times 100 is going to be 5 hundredths. So the 5 is going to be in the hundredths place. So 0 point, the first place is the tenths place. We don't have a digit there, so we're going to put the placeholder 0, and then put the 5 in the next place. The second decimal place is the hundredths place. Okay. Plus, for the next one is 5 times 1,000. That's 5 thousandths. So we're going to have 5 in the thousandths place, and everything else will be 0. All right. So 0 point, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Bam. And then you can add them all up. Let's go ahead and add these horizontally. Vertically, so there are no mistakes. So we have 500, and then 2, and then 0.05. Now that we have a decimal point, we have to go ahead and line up when you're orienting these digits. Make sure that they're all in the same, the place values line up vertically perfectly. Okay, so the decimal points line up. So this is the ones place, tens place, hundreds place. This is the tenth, hundredth, and then the next one is 0 point, tenth, hundredth, thousandths, like that. And then all we'll just do is just add downwards. To avoid making mistakes, you can put in zeros to make sure that you have the same number of digits for each number. So when we add in vertically, we do not make any mistakes, right? So it's just 0, 0. All right, so just add downwards. When you add here, you just have 5, 5, 0, point, 2, and in this in the tens column is all 0, so just put a 0 there, and then the 5 in the hundreds column. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the answer to question number 3. Okay, now it's your turn to do some practice problems. All right, so here are 4 practice problems that we'll like you to work on. For problems 1 and 2, you have to write these 2 decimals in expanded form. And for problems 3 and 4, you have to write those decimals in standard form. Go ahead and pause the video presentation at this time and try the 4 problems. Once you're done, click on the playback button, and we're going to reveal what the answers are. Welcome back. Hopefully you had a time to try the problems. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the answers are. All right, so there goes the answer to questions 1 to 4. Go ahead and check your work at this time. All right, we'd like to know how well you did in these 4 questions. If you got them all right, let us know. If you got any problems wrong, let us know which one you got wrong. And if you have any questions, just specify it in the comment section below, and we'll be more than glad to support you. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Don't forget to give our channel a like or a thumbs up. Your positive feedback is very valuable to us. And you can also share the contents of this tutorial with your friends. Don't forget, we have tons of support resources at mathgotserved.com to help you do all your math learning. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button to get updates on future uploads. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.